Right back in the hills of beautiful Augusta, New Jersey, we have some more Florence Y'alls baseball. The Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Also the Frontier League and Florence Y'alls Radio Network on our YouTube audio stream. Game 2 of a midweek set between Florence and the Sussex County Miners. The second time that Florence will take on Sussex County in the series. Florence riding their longest and largest win streak of the season so far. They can make it double digits today. They've won 9 straight, including back-to-back sweeps for Florence. And we've got a good one coming up. Back to Florence's ace and the Frontier League leader in wins. Evan Webster takes the mound for Florence after what's been back-to-back beautiful games for the Florence pitching staff, going back to a 7-inning doubleheader game on Sunday against Gateway back at Thomas More Stadium. And then yesterday, a 1-0 shutout win for the Florence Y'alls to extend that win streak over to 9. They're also looking to continue this success against the Atlantic Conference. Florence 6-1 in 7 games against the Atlantic Conference so far this season. They have dominated on what to this point has all been against the East Division. 2 out of 3 series win against Down East, a 3-game sweep of New Jersey, and then now they have a 3-game set here with Sussex County. All 3 teams so far in that East Division. This would also be the 6th straight series win for Florence. Since the All-Star break, Florence is playing without a doubt their best baseball. 15-2 in 17 games since the All-Star break. They won the last game before the break too, so you could say 16-2 in the last 18 games. But 15-2 in the last 17 for Florence since that break. And some of it's coming home, some of it's come away. My favorite point to make about that is that Florence, his 2 losses since the All-Star break were a 5-run blown lead and a 6-run blown lead. So while the bullpen actually has been outstanding outside of those 2 games for the most part, I think it shows just how unbelievable this starting rotation and the offense has been for Florence. Now that that bullpen's coming around, everything is looking beautiful for the Y'alls. Florence sits actually half a game up of Evansville now in the second place of the Midwest Conference Central Division, also in that first wild card spot. It's the first time in a long time, since like the first week of the season, that Florence has been that high in the division, and even then they got off to a slow start. So I believe it is the first time they've been in second place of this Central Division. Sussex County in that East Division with their loss yesterday. New York also lost the game earlier today, so they were somewhat within striking distance of the second wild card spot. They're chasing the New York Boulders, not only second place in the East Division, but also for the second wild card spot in the Atlantic Conference. So this is a Sussex County team, despite 2 games under 500, definitely not out of a playoff race and still fighting for a chance at the playoffs. We saw a rookie righty shove for Sussex County yesterday in the arms of Tristan Harley. He got the loss in a 6-inning 1-run appearance. That's how great Florence pitching was. They will go to another rookie right-hander, a Sussex County team that just lost so many pitchers early in the season and couldn't find a consistent starting rotation. So they will now turn to their second rookie righty in this series on the backs of Christian Colmary, coming off a lot like what we saw from Harley before yesterday, coming off a really good appearance. He threw 4 2/3 innings of a 7-inning game in a doubleheader against Ottawa. That was back on last Tuesday, so over a week ago. Just 1 run, it was earned on 5 hits. Did walk 3 batters, but he struck out 4. The 1 run he gave up was a solo shot, and much like Harley earlier, he got the loss in that game. Now, it's not very telling. You hear the loss from Harley on his great performance. You hear the loss from Colmary in that last performance. Now, the Sussex County team usually is more of an offensive team. Both of these teams are top 6 in the league in OPS, top 7 in the league in runs, and both teams are outside of the top 10 in team ERA. So I came into this expecting to see a lot of runs. We did not get that, obviously, yesterday with the Florence 1-0 win. Recapping a little bit before the national anthem here on the pregame show that's always brought to you by 50 West, which is obviously the premier brewery in the Cincinnati area. At 50 West, every beer is a journey. Join us for the ride, located at 7605 Worcester Pike in Cincinnati. So both of those pitchers got off to a really good start, obviously. It was Yannick Villalobos for Florence. He actually saw some trouble early in that start. loaded the bases in the first inning with just one out, a couple of walks. Actually, I think it was one walk, one hit by pitch, one base hit. Bases loaded and one out, back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the inning. Worked a little bit of magic later after a clean second and third inning. In the fourth, he saw another runner at third, less than two-out situation where he got another much-needed strikeout. Harley didn't let as much traffic on the base paths early in the game. Middle third of the game, Florence started to get to him just in the base hit column. Multi-hit game for Dylan Baker. Multi-hit game for Zade Richardson, who drove in the game's only run. A bloop double out into right field down the right field line that scored Hank Zeisler. That one run was all Florence needed. Logan Jones, outstanding 2 innings of relief in the 7th and 8th after Villalobos was done after 6. Danny Heinz again got into a little bit of trouble, letting 2 on of the first 3 he faced. 6 fastballs, 2 strikeouts. All swing and miss from the last 2 batters of the game to close it out for Florence. And his 4th appearance was already the 3rd save of the season in Florence for Danny Heinz. So that was obviously a very good sign. National Anthem coming up a little bit on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN and the Florence Y'all's YouTube audio stream. We will have first pitch and concluding the 50 West pregame show. Right back on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Beautiful national anthem coming up first pitch on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN of Florence and Sussex County. This is game number 74 of the season for the Y'alls. Road game number 37. We will take a look at the starting lineups that both teams will roll out. Same exact thing for Florence. There is a substitution. It should be Marcus Brodell hitting 7th in left field, other than Milo Rushford. But besides that, that is the exact same. Kyle Harbison fills in for Zach Beadle. Every position stays in that same spot. The first 6 and the 8 hitters are the exact same for Florence. A little bit of a change here for Sussex County. Hunter Diamato came into pinch hit yesterday. He gets the start today and actually will lead off the Sussex County offense at second base. Edwin Mateo led off yesterday. He was all the way down to the 9-hole and playing center field. Other changes, Keenan Taylor will shift from the designated hitter yesterday to actually playing right field. We did not see that in Florence. Makai Backstrom was in right yesterday. He is the DH today. Diamato playing second instead of Hunter Walters, who was playing second base. So a righty for Sussex County. Again, another rookie. They call on Christian Colmary, who was a college pitcher just as recent as this season, so not a ton of starts yet here with Sussex County, but a very terrific first start with a 1.93 ERA. Those 4 2/3 innings gave up just the 1 run. It was a solo shot. 3 hits besides that home run. Did walk 3 batters. He will try to limit that against this Florence offense. It's been great this season. Second in the league in runs scored and runs per game. They have not been great the last 2 games, but Florence still victorious despite that. Jackson Tucker stands in. First pitch coming at right at 7:05. I like a first pitch on time. That is what we had scheduled today. And the first pitch is a fastball called on the outside corner, strike to Tucker. Trying to enjoy the last few games that he will likely have here with Florence this season. Able to join the team in New Jersey because this is where his new opportunity is. Fastball up at eye level for ball 1. Ball and a strike on the Florence center fielder. Cole Mary struck out 4 to his 3 walks in that one start that came against Ottawa. It's about a league average offense, I would say. Tucker pops one foul up and on top of us in the press box. Gets out of play. Obviously not Rory Tenemer again today. Ben Haller alongside with you guys all week on the road. Rory Tenemer will be back on the mic with me next week. Ball and 2 strikes to wind up. A soft grounder over to short. Evan Berkey gloves it and throws on to first. That'd be a little bit of a pick over there at first, but still in time by Romero to get the first out of the game. On the ground out to short. Florence in those Kentucky Red uniforms that they love to wear on the road. Last time they were on the road, they wore the Kentucky Reds in all 3 games. A lot of times it's up to the pitchers. Brett Blomquist steps up with an out, nobody on in the first. Yannick Villalobos wanted the Baby Blues yesterday, and boy, you're in the right to make that call. First pitch, top of the zone, strike here to Blomquist. Comes into the game, still third on this team in batting average, all the way up at .331, despite back-to-back kind of cold spells. Fastball misses upstairs 1-1. Don't know how much you could, use that against Blomquist, though, as pretty much everyone for Florence has been cold the last 2 games, except for Hank Zeisler, really. Fastball again from Cole Mary is up and away, so he is loving that heater early. Not a ton of velocity on it. Again, early, I believe TrackMan here at Sussex County is a couple pitches behind as Blomquist fouls that pitch back. That one top of the zone at 88 miles an hour. So 2-2 on Blomquist. Sussex County rocking those home white pants and yellow jerseys with kind of a black-yellow gradient sleeves. A 2-2. Grounder, third base side once again. A nice pick on a couple of hops. And a throw to first from Ferrara is in time. Back-to-back ground. That's the left side of that infield to get Christian Cole Mary started. Defensive alignment for Sussex County. It's Gabriel Maciel in left. Edwin Mateo at center. Keita Taylor plays right. Dean Ferrara and Evan Berkey at third and short, respectively. Hunter Diamato at second. Kiko Romero at first base. New catcher for the Miners today is Keenan O'Brien. Will receive the righty. Zeisler up with 2 outs. Leave that middle of the infield pretty open. This is an interesting shift as the first pitch comes up a tad high to Zeisler. I don't think I've seen infielders play really as close as Romero and Diamante were playing at first at second on the right base side of the infield right now. Fastball way above the head. That's the fastest heater we've seen from Cole Mary so far at 90. Romero is hugging the line at first base in a normal depth position. The second baseman, Diamante, was playing in outfield grass, but kind of right-left where the first baseman would be. 2-0 pitch called, a strike right at the top of the zone. Brings that cutter down to 87 miles an hour. It's got a couple different kinds of fastball Cole Mary does. I've heard that's what makes him tough to hit. 2-1 pitch is left outside. We've seen early in the first inning, top of the first here. We've seen one Pitch well in the zone called a strike, and now one pitch well out of the zone. Or one pitch well out of the zone called a strike. One pitch well in the zone called a ball. Hitters 3-1 count to Zeisler. That one way outside. And the captain walks to give Florence their first base runner of the game. They went down quietly in the top of the first inning yesterday. Now Richardson's got an opportunity with Zeisler at first, 2 outs in the inning. Another beautiful night at Skyland Stadium, which has immediately become one of my favorite ballparks that I've been to. Just with the center field backdrop, a little bit of a pretty large hill. I wouldn't call it a mountain, but just a large hill with trees all over it. So just a nice, lush green background out in center field. First pitch to Richardson's way outside for ball 1. Well, 33% of yesterday's hits for Florence came off the bat as Zayde Richardson, including the bloop double that had the game's only RBI. Fastball left off the plate again. It's 2-0 to Richardson. Colmary has not thrown many off speeds yet. Already 14 pitches into this inning. I've only seen a couple. This one's grounded hard foul down the third base line for a strike. This 3-4 has been a big part of why Florence has won games this season, why the offense has been so good. Both Richardson and Zeisler hitting above 350 on the season. Combined 26 home runs, 124 RBIs between the two. Zeisler takes off for second, pitch in there, no throw. Zeisler was off before the pitch, pretty much right before Colmary started his windup. So Zeisler gets to second, gets another stolen base. 2-2 count with 2 outs, though, here in the top of the first. Richardson at the plate. Colmary collects out of the stretch. Breaking pitch low and away, and we are now full. Well, Zeisler surprised you a little bit with his ability to steal some bases. You don't see first basemen steal a ton. 3-2 pitch, 2 outs, and that one's way outside, gets to the backstop, allows Zeisler to get all the way to third. Rounds third as a late cover to the plate from Colmary, who just walked Richardson, but he gets there in time. Zeisler stops at third. The walk and the wild pitch put runners on the corners. And an opportunity for Brendan Bobo for Florence to strike first. Obviously struck first yesterday as they scored the only run. Bobo's trying to break out of a little bit of a slump. For power hitters like Bobo, this is not the best series or ballpark. This park plays extremely deep. We don't have numbers on the fences down the lines. First pitch fastball upstairs, ball 1. But if there's anyone that can muscle it out, it is Bobo. Saw a good amount of them from him in batting practice for what it's worth. Swings at an inside pitch, fouls it into the Sussex County dugout. 1-1's the count. Colmary trying to get out of the inning. Florence would love to just at least work the pitch count up of Colmary. His first start in the Frontier League and his first professional start. Just went 78 pitches. Obviously the one run. He didn't get pulled because he was struggling, just trying to kind of ease him into the starter's role. Swing and a miss for Bobo on a breaking ball outside. Down to the count now, 1-2. We saw even on this win streak, Florence has definitely seen their opponent strike first more than they have in these 9 games. Swing and a miss on the 1-2. Put that curveball downstairs. Bobo went after it, and he is down on strikes, also stranding a couple of runners on in the top of the first. On the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Evan Webster grabs the ball for Florence. The Frontier League leader in wins with 9 of them. That last start against Joliet, the first game of the year for Webster, that he did not get a decision. This will be start number 13 for him. Actually, I think that's 15 for Webster. 9 and 4 in his 13 decisions so far. An ERA of 4.22. It's the best on the team. 1.3 whip. He has given Florence some really good length. He's also the team leader in strikeouts with 69. Hunter D'Amato, the first minor that he faces, called strike on the outside part of the plate. D'Amato getting his first start of the series. Surprising a little bit to see him not in the starting lineup yesterday. He's a .336 hitter and good sample size. Did get a pinch hit appearance. Awkward breaking ball that didn't even give Harbison a chance to reach his glove up. Got all the way back to the backstop. Top of the first inning, bottom of the first inning. Top of the first inning, I had a question. Bottom of the first, of course, Sergeant Bilko has the answer. It's great to hear from him today. Throws a fastball inside corner, called strike 1 and 2. They didn't have the numbers here at Skyland Stadium for the dimensions in Augusta, New Jersey. 330 out to left, 392 to 400 to center, and 330 out to right. And it seems like it plays a little bit further than that. So once again, thank you to Sergeant Bilko, who just always has the answers. Great to hear from you early in this game. 1-2 pitch on the first batter, D'Amato, is a fastball right down the middle of the plate. Swing and a miss. One batter, one strikeout for Webster so far, the team leader in Ks. D'Amato is one of the 3 switch hitters that you're going to see in this Sussex County lineup. Here comes a straight righty in Evan Berkey. Florence down scoreless at the top of the first. Did get 2 runners on base. Couple of 2-out walks to Zeisler and Richardson. First pitch strike again. Went back to the fastball, this time on the outside corner to Berkey in there 0-1. One came in at 89 miles an hour. Let's get up to 90. Beautiful curveball, top of the zone, 75 on that one, and a perfect spot to put Webster ahead of this count 0-2. Berkey a 1 for 3 day yesterday with a strikeout. Just 4 hits for Sussex County yesterday, and 2 of them came off the bat of Dean Ferrara, who's hitting 6th once again. 0-2, swing and a miss. Fastball once again, this time waved at and missed by Berkey. Going back to yesterday, the last 6 outs now have been all via the strikeout. That's a 3 strikeout inning. Struck out the side is Danny Hines to the close. Logan Jones struck out the last batter he saw. And now Webster strikes out the first 2 batters that he sees. Last 4 batters, the first 2 today and the last 2 yesterday, did strike out all on fastballs. Gabriel Maciel watches a bender right down the middle of the plate, first pitch strike. Stepping in today as the Sussex County left fielder. Fastball below the knees for a ball from Webster. Been efficient so far with the balls it strikes. Former Florence Y'all, Keenan Taylor on deck. Maciel, one of the many minors with professional affiliated experience. Off speed again, left off the plate. Webster, a lot like Colmary on the other side. Fastball heavy to start this game off. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Kicks and fires. That's low. So a 3-1 count here for Maciel. Sussex County has been playing about .500 baseball all year long. They come into this game 35 and 37. That's where they've been the last 10, 5 and 5 of the last 10 games for them. Maciel punches 1 foul, and we are full with 2 outs and nobody on base. The bottom of the first. Florence obviously going into the All-Star break a couple weeks ago at 500. 15 and 2 ever since. Payoff pitch. Pitch that came way inside, but a defensive swing fouled towards the Sussex County dugout. So Webster got a bit lucky there. We'll have another 3-2 pitch incoming. Slight breeze coming in. I saw 69 degrees on a thermometer here in Augusta. It's a beautiful night. Payoff again is fouled down the first baseline once again. Good to see Patrick McCormick, Florence trainer, finally make the trip. Actually didn't get in till earlier this morning. 3-2. Grounded. Opposite way foul into the Florence dugout this time. Watch out. Pitch number 9 of the AB coming up for Maciel. 322 hitter. Just 2 homers on the season. Team that hits a fair amount of long balls. Just a combined 7 from the top 3 in the lineup, though. You don't see it till you get to that middle third. The 9th pitch of this AB coming up. 3-2 is drilled out to center, but medium depth. Couple of back pedals, and now Jackson Tucker falls under it for out number 3. 1-2-3 for Webster, including a couple of strikeouts and a good at-bat from Maciel. No score through 1 on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Both teams go down scoreless in the first. Florence and Sussex County gave 2 of the series. Florence did get a couple of runners on base on some 2-out walks from Zeisler and Richardson. So 6, 7, 8 here for the Yulls. Broussard, Brodell, and Baker. Broussard steps in on a little bit of a slide, a lot like the man in front of him, Brendan Bobo. He also went 0 for 4 yesterday with a couple of strikeouts. Fastball rifles it back up the middle, running across his body, and a jumping hop, 2 hops, a late throw to first from D'Amato. Broussard beats it out with the legs. An infield leadoff single for Florence. That was one of the weirder plays I've ever seen. So it's a hard-hit ground ball back up the middle. Because of the, for some reason, D'Amato was shifted more towards the right on the righty Broussard. He gets it sprinting towards second base, does like a jump, rotate throw, and throws it into the ground. It has to take a couple of hops, and the hops really slowed it down. It was on line and got to Romero, but Broussard just barely beat it out. So leadoff man on for the first time today for Florence, Marcus Brodell. First pitch strike at the knees to the Florence left fielder. Getting the start today, just a straight-up switch of Milo Rushford batting 7th and playing left field. Everything else besides the catcher, the exact same for Florence today. Throw over to first, Broussard back with plenty of time. Again, a big reason that play, happened is because D'Amato had a reverse shift on Broussard over at second base. soft grounder right side, picked up by the pitcher, and a flip over to first is in time to record the out, but Broussard gets up to second. So a productive out there for Marcus Brodell. That was sort of a swinging bunt. One in scoring position. Back-to-back innings now for Florence, but Sussex County gets to 8-9 in the Florence lineup. And Dylan Baker, who had the other multi-hit day for Florence besides Zade Richardson yesterday. First pitch way low and outside. Get you that umpire intro brought to you by Pella Windows. Looking for a clearer view of every call? Trust Pella Window and Door, bringing you replay-worthy clarity and craftsmanship you could count on. Pella Window and Door, so good even the ump won't miss a thing. Right after this 1-0 pitch. That's skied foul down the right field line. Up and out of play. Lucas Naley at home plate. Mateus Pascala over at first, and the crew chief was behind home yesterday. Ken Jackson takes over at third. Colmary ready to throw the 1-1. Fastball fouled left side. Ball and 2 strikes here on Baker. 9 homers, 51 RBIs. That RBI total good for third on this team. Just behind Brendan Bobo. He's got 52. Kicks and fires the 1-2 way off the plate, even the count. I think that kind of shows, you know, Dylan Baker just batting 8th, but still top to bottom the talent that Florence has. Also got a lot of pop as a shortstop. Popped up behind home plate, and the catcher O'Brien going over right on the R, and the Miners logo right in front of home plate makes the play for out number 2. That keeps Broussard put over at second. And the last chance to score in the inning is Kyle Harbison, runner on second, and 2 outs. First pitch off speed, bends in there for a strike. Looks like it'll be a Beetle 2-start series. After Harbison got a couple of them. Back in the Windy City series, and then again, first series of last week against Joliet back at home. Also had to play a little bit of first base in the most recent series against Gateway. Disengagement here for Colmary. Fakes a throw over to second, but doesn't actually throw it. A one-way outside back pick over to second. Broussard didn't even need a slide, was in there standing. I'll tell you what, that before that pitch, the disengagement but not throwing over to second is something that college pitchers, Colmary just making a second start since college, it's going to be an adjustment for him. The rules are different from pros in college. In college, you could throw over as many times as you want. It did not count as a disengagement. This one's lined over the head of Diamato at second, into that right-left gap. Around third, it's scoring easily as Broussard. Harbison delivers the first run of this ball game on an RBI single. 1-0 Y'alls. That's the 17th RBI of the season for Kyle Harbison. He had an ice-cold first 20 days of the month of July. Started to break out a little bit once again and this last homestand. And just opposite way, line drive single into right center. 1-0 Florence as it gets back to the top of the lineup with 2 outs. Jackson Tucker. Fastball up for a ball. So Harbison with a couple of base hits, kind of the exact same thing at a multi-hits game against Joliet. Counts 1-0 here on Tucker. Goes after a slider down to the zone, swing and a miss. Still hitting over 300. Had a 1-for-4 day yesterday, and then grounded out to short his first time up. It's just the second run that Cole Mary's given up in his professional career, and it's the first that is not a home run. Tucker's having some troubles with the pitch clock. Shakes his head in a little bit of frustration, and he's talking to home plate umpire Lucas Naley, pointing at the pitcher's mound. And he is really upset right now with Naley. Something about, the pitcher looking Tucker in the eye before going. That's how Tucker had to take his time. He's back in, waiting the 1-1. Off speed comes in at his head. He has to back way out of the box. It was just at 81 miles an hour. That was a slider up. But Tucker gets out just in time. Harbison, not much of a lead off of first. He's being held on by Romero. 2-1 fastball up again. So 3-1 count here on Tucker. Already a couple of walks for Cole Mary. Everyone's way upstairs again. So that's 3 straight pitches way high. And a 5-pitch walk to Jackson Tucker. And he even, I think, said some more words over to Naley as he'll jog down to first base. 2 on for Florence. Again, they put one in scoring position. Already a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. The 1 run did come across in this second inning. And that's 3 walks already and an inning and 2/3 for Cole Mary as O'Brien goes out to have a chat. Now Naley will come out and have an extended conversation too. Maybe has something to do with whatever the pitch clock issue was that Jackson Tucker had with Cole Mary. Meeting over, and that did count as a mound visit, so O'Brien was out there for long enough. Brett Blomquist first at second, 2 down, top of the second. First pitch fastball left off the plate. Blomquist a ground out to third his first time up. He's got 12 homers on the season, tied for second on this Florence team with Brendan Bobo. The most for a Florence righty. Popped up in the infield, right side. Romero making the call. He's got it to get out of the inning. But Florence gets on the board first. An RBI single from the 9-hole hitting catcher, Kyle Harbison. It's 1-0. Go to the bottom of the second on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Florence strikes first, courtesy of the catcher, Kyle Harbison, an RBI signal to get the scoring started, and a 1-0 Yoles lead right here at Skyland Stadium in beautiful Augusta, New Jersey. Evan Webster worked a 1-2-3 bottom of the first. He'll face Keenan Taylor to start things off here in the second. Couple of strikeouts, then a fly out to center. And the first for Sussex County, trail by 1. Former teammates here in Webster and Taylor just for a few games. Cold strike on the off speed right down the middle of the plate. Change up in there for Webster. Taylor at 133 and 30 at-bats with Florence. He's hitting .362 with Sussex County. Swing and a miss on a pitch outside, down 0-2. Makes a batting average on the season at .290. His OPS since joining Sussex County is .1243. He's got 12 homers. 0-2, punched out to right field. Bobo coming up. It'll hang up just enough for him to be able to come up and grab it. Out number 1 of the inning. Taylor retired. Webster retires the first 4 of the ball game here. Now it's Mackay Backstrom, the DH. First pitch fastball low. Backstrom got the start in right field yesterday. There was a play that, I don't think was his fault, the RBI double from Richardson. In fact, it definitely wasn't his fault. He didn't really have a chance, but I think there was some frustration in the Sussex County dugout with something else in that inning. Fastball at the knee is called a strike. It prompts, not him being pulled out of the lineup today, but pulled out of the field. He's the DH. Didn't get you that defensive alignment as Webster throws one in the dirt. Didn't get you the defensive alignment of the first inning, so Marcus Brodell in left, Jackson Tucker at center, Brendan Bobo and right. Garrett Broussard and Dilla Baker are at third and short respectively. Punched foul. Brett Blomquist again at second, Hank Zeisler at first, and Kyle Harbison, the catcher. 2-2 count after the foul ball. It's been 5 series wins ever since the All-Star break for Florence. 4 of them have come at home. 2-2 pitch is grounded foul behind home plate. So 4 of those 5 coming at home. Well, 5 of them came against teams in the West Division. Another 2-2 pitch. Check swing. He did go around. That's the 3rd strikeout here for Evan Webster. A career, or rather season high in strikeouts for Villalobos yesterday with 7. Webster will try to pick up where Villalobos left off. The first 5 are down in order in the game. Florence with a 1-0 lead, 2 outs, nobody on for Dean Ferrara. All around, probably had the best game as a breaking ball. Ben's in there for strike 1 yesterday. He had a 2-hit game, the only multi-hit day for Sussex County. Also made a couple of really nice plays over at third base. Fastball lets that one go way out. Ball and a strike. Handled Villalobos really well. After that strikeout, he was one of the 2 that Villalobos got to strike out with the bases loaded in the first. Fastball, similar spot, this time is called a strike. Missed by about a couple of inches on track man. Simones and groans from the Sussex County dugout, but Webster again ahead 1-2. Webster's season high in strikeouts is 8. It happened a couple of times. Most recently on July 12th at Joliet. Goes back to the heater, left it up and out, 2-2. Out of those 5 series wins since the break, 3 of them are sweeps. Just 2 total losses since then. This one's drilled out to center, but in front of the track, Tucker settles under it and grabs it for out number 3. 6 up, 6 down, Evan Webster. Florence leads by 1 going to the 3rd. Howler Trivia coming up on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. One nothing Florence lead. They struck first in the top of the second. Evan Webster has been great on the mound. Hank Zeisler steps in for the second inning of Christian Colmare. Third inning of Christian Colmare, I should say. First pitch is a ball upstairs. Walk in the first inning for Zeisler. Well, he has seen a lot of those ever since becoming the franchise all-time leader in base on balls. Top of the strike, left it alone, called strike. Top of the zone, I should say. Pretty funny how he broke that record. He tied it with an intentional walk in Game 4 of the series against Gateway and broke it with an intentional walk in Game 4 of the series against Gateway. Just 3 plate appearances. The third finally saw a pitch to hit, put it over the right field fence. Colmare fires a 1-1 fastball way off the plate, 2-1. Harbison drove in Broussard to score that 1 run of the game so far, as Zeisler fouls one back. I haven't seen a home run yet in this ballpark. Sergeant Bilko helped me out a little bit given the dimensions. It feels a lot deeper than what it says. Sergeant Bilko said 330 down to each corner, 400 out to center field. But we even heard the Florence coaching staff talking about how deep it feels. Grounder over to the first base side. Romero waits on it, hops, and now will flip to Colmare covering first. They get the first out of the inning on a 3-1 putout. Colmare, very active, getting off the mound right away, able to get there. Romero had to wait on it, so not sure if that would have affected things. Here's Zade Richardson with 1 out. Also walked his first time up. Takes the first pitch, fouls it down the first base line, up and out of play. Another night at Skyline Stadium without the best attendance. I did see what their Wednesday promotion was, and now it's escaping me, and this is going to bother me all night. This one's hit a mile high into the infield. Romero, again, trying to make another play, has it on a pop-up right down the first base line. 2 down in order in the third. Kind of forgot, Howler Trivia. We're supposed to do with this third. It happened so quickly.
Right fielder, number 3, Brendan Boca.
The way it works, I will read you a question here in the Top of the third, give you the answer in the bottom of the third. Not called Tedimer Trivia, we're calling it Howler Trivia. The only difference between Rory's and I's, I will not post on Twitter. Got to be listening to the broadcast or watching on HTN to be able to answer. Broken bat grounder to first. It's picked up by Romero. He takes it himself. We'll have to get to that question in the bottom of the third. Florence goes down in order for the first time. Still leads 1-0 though on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Pizza race going on here in the bottom of the third in Skyland Stadium, Augusta, New Jersey. I think Hawaiian Pizza won. Yuck. Not a fan of that result. But Florence leads 1-0. I am a fan of that result so far. Their road Kentucky uniforms. Third innings always brought to you by the Roar Agency. Located in all 50 states across the nation. Feel the Roar difference with Roar Insurance and visit us today at roarins.com. Roarins.com. 6 up, 6 down for Evan Webster. It's the bottom third of the Sussex County lineup. First pitch is a grounder to short. Dylan Baker swallows it up, throws to first. Zeisler completes the play. Make it 7 straight retired for Webster. Boy, the way this game's moving, I guess I do have to get to that Howler trivia question. Read it here on the bottom of the third. We'll give you the answer on the top of the fourth. This is about a stat that I don't pay attention to a ton, so I thought this would be a hard one. It's also going to be a hard one because it's a name 5. Yes, I know, name 5. I've seen Rory done 4. I don't know if I've seen him do 5. Since 2020, there are 6 major league players who have been awarded a Gold Glove and Silver Slugger in the same season. Again, since 2020, first pitch, fastball out to Keenan O'Brien. Now, one of those 6 would have been way too hard. It was Max Fried back in 2021. The last year pitcher still hit. Squared around a bunt, pulled it back, pitch out again, 2-0. So my question is, can you name the other 5 outside of Max Fried since 2020 who have recorded or been awarded a Gold Glove and Silver Slugger in the same season? A lot of players to choose from, so I guess I will give you the leagues. 3 of them have happened in the NL, 2 of them in the AL. Swing and a miss on the 2-1, even up at 2. Webster already 3 strikeouts so far. So, since 2020, 6 players have recorded a Gold Glove and Silver Slugger season, same season, besides Max Fried for the Atlanta Braves who did it as a pitcher. Name the other 5. 3 in the NL, 2 in the AL. 2 of them have done it twice. Whoever can get the most will win today's Howler Trivia. 2-2, swing and a miss. 7 Webster blew another fastball by him. This time it's O'Brien, and it's his 4th strikeout in 8 batters faced so far. Now Edwin Mateo. Sussex County tries to circle around that 9-hole guy with the leadoff hitter. Sergeant Bilko III, it says he'll go measure it on Google Earth Pro. Says fence line of the stadium is continuous curve, not a diamond type. With 3 fence line segments typical of many other stadiums. He's measuring now, stand by. Foul ball down the first baseline here for Mateo. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on the center fielder. Got the start leading off yesterday, now batting 9th. One of 3 switch hitters, along with the guy on deck and who is leading off today, Hunter D'Amato. 1-1 swing and a miss. Curveball ran inside and kept going in. Pretty good horizontal break on that. One, two. Foul back. See, everyone's helping to the YouTube chat. Now, Stephen Gregg, yes, that is right. That is what I remember seeing. Their promotion on Wednesdays is Waggy Wednesday, so it's their bark in the park. Not a ton of dogs I've seen in attendance, but I see a few really cute ones. Ben, did you pet your dog? Did you bring your pet dog tonight? I unfortunately could not bring him on the road. He would not have liked this 10-hour road trip out to New Jersey, as Mateo fouls another one back. Ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on. Howler Trivia played in this inning. Name the 5 players besides Max Fried to be awarded Silver Slugger and Gold Glove in the same season since 2020. 3 in the NL, 1 in the AL. This one's punched out to center, tailing down and dropping in front of Jackson Tucker, who overruns it, and he's going to try to get to second. Throw from Tucker comes in, not in time. That'll be ruled a single with an error, I'm sure, here for Edwin Mateo, as Tucker overran it and it hopped over his head. So the first batter to reach here on Evan Webster comes with 2 outs, brings the top of the lineup back out with Florence a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd. It's Hunter D'Amato. Mateo can run well over at second, too. First pitch off speed, foul down the first base line. Sergeant Pilco's got it. Home plate to right field fence, 337 feet on Google Earth using aerial image from 2016. Dead center field fence, 402 feet from home plate to left. And from home to right is about 328 feet, so I guess that's pretty close to what they said. Foul back from D'Amato, 0-2. Webster trying to work out of his first runners on base situation of the game. I haven't mentioned, too, how you can play Tedimer Trivia. Obviously, you can answer in the YouTube live chat. Best way is to tweet at me at @big_Ben Howler on Twitter, or you could text me if you got my personal number. 0-2 threw his bat out there and fouled it down the first base line. Gets up and out of play. D'Amato from Coral Springs, Florida. Led the minors a couple of seasons ago back in 2024 in a few categories. Walks, runs scored, sacrifice hits, or sacrifice outs and stolen bases. So definitely more of that prototype leadoff hitter speedster. Mateo off at second, 0-2 the count. Webster, long look over at second base, now comes home, and a foul ball again over to the first base dugout of Sussex County. Waggy Wednesday, as Stephen Gregg pointed out, at Skyland Stadium in Augusta, New Jersey. Similar crowd to last night, maybe a little more. There still are some schools in attendance. Kicks and fires another 0-2, and it's another foul ball. Now, Sussex County's doing a good job, even though Webster's been great, of trying to work this pitch count up by longer at-bats. It's just the 10th batter he's faced with 2 2/3 innings so far. But Webster's up to 47 pitches now, trying to get out of the 3rd. 0-2. Fouled off again. A lot of 2-strike foul balls for the Sussex County offense. That again is 6th in the league in OPS, 7th in runs scored. Not a home run hitting team, but part of that is the ballpark. Still an 0-2 count after 3 foul balls to D'Amato and another one punched foul. So Webster's got some room to work. He's continuing to pound the zone. Got 4 strikeouts now in the first 9 batters that he's faced. He was cruising, retired the first 8 in order. Rode out to short and a strikeout. And then Mateo singled and reached to second on an error. The 0-2. Able to leave it alone. That curveball couldn't bite and get D'Amato to swing. Was the first strikeout victim of Webster on a backwards K. So Webster will ask for a new baseball. This gives you a little more time to keep playing Howler Trivia. Didn't tweet the answer today. You got to be listening to the broadcast, which will limit the amount of answers we got. We only got a few yesterday. 1-2 up and away again. Counts even. This is now an 8-pitch at bat. 9th pitch coming up. And a 2-2 count for number 2, the second baseman D'Amato. Start the second time through the order on Webster. He's working from the middle of the rubber. Fouled off again down the first base side. Sergeant Pilko, exactly right. The old Reggie Jackson strategy, keep fouling off until you get your pitch. Not sure exactly what D'Amato's pitch is. Webster has been heavy fastball so far. And in the middle of this 2-2 count, Toby Hall's going to come out and talk to Evan Webster. We see a lot of mid-AB mound visits for Toby Hall. Got to talk to him a little bit yesterday about his philosophy with mound visits. Said first and foremost, you only get 5 a game. He said he does not want them to use one without him out there. Sergeant Pilko asked once again for the trivia question. He missed due to a phone call. That's all right, Sergeant. Since 2020, 6 players have been awarded Silver Slugger and Gold Glove in the same season. One of those being a pitcher, Max Fried. So can you name the other 5? 3 of them in the NL, 2 in the AL. A couple of them are probably pretty obvious. I don't think any of them are ungettable by any means. But just 5 players, position players, who have been awarded Silver Slugger, Gold Glove in the same season since 2020. Hall back in the dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second in the third. The grounder, and it's off the glove of Broussard to third base. That slowly dribbles into left, and that will allow Mateo to come around and score. An RBI single to tie it up here for Hunter D'Amato. It is 1-1 in the third. If I was scoring this game and we were at home, I do not believe that should be an earned run as it stands, because I think it was a single and then an error for Mateo to get to second. Definitely a base hit, but then I think he got to second on the error. On the scoreboard, they do not have it listed as an error. They have just, the base hit for Sussex County. So that'll be an earned run officially as it stands right now for Webster, and he hits Evan Berkey on the first pitch, right square on the back, and Sussex County will have a couple on base. So Webster will try to settle in after retiring the first 8 of the inning. He gives up a single. That's actually ruled as a double technically again. Another single to score him. And then now the hit by pitch. And again, the pitch count is up for Webster. iScore also has it as a double, so I guess I'm overruled here. First and second, 2 outs for Gabriel Maciel. He's got 29 RBIs on the season. First pitch inside for a ball. Big opportunity for Maciel. He's hitting third for Sussex County for a reason. 322 is the batting average. Fouls it back right towards the press box, 1-1. Tale of 2 kind of parts of the start so far for Webby. But he's been known to be able to work out of damage like this. His last 3 starts, just a total of 4 earned runs in 15 2/3 innings pitched. Off-speed foul towards the Florence dugout. Most recently came against Joliet on Thursday. He wasn't able to make it out of 5 innings. That's why he didn't get the decision. Only gave up 3 earned on 6 hits. Did strike out 7 in that start, 1 away from his season high. That was a game where it was still looking good when he exited the game. Then Joliet roared back to tie it. Florence won it on a walk-off home run by Zeisler. This one's rifled out into left field. That drops in for a base hit. Now wave is on for Diamato as Brodell picks it up. Throw is cut off, and Sussex County has the lead here in the bottom of the third. On 3 base hits all around a hit by pitch. Train keeps moving. Berkey's up to second. Mariel now at first on that RBI single, his 30th RBI of the year. It's the first time Florence has trailed since game 1 of the doubleheader against Gateway. Their offense will have to go to work again. 2-1 Miners. Bottom of the third. All of this has come with 2 outs. Keenan Taylor's got a chance to open it up. First pitch, fastball up and away. I would hurt a little bit for Florence. Someone who's been a monster since coming over to Sussex County after a couple of weeks to start the year with the Y'alls. There was a lot of excitement around the Y'alls organization and the fan base around getting Taylor. Webster misses with another fastball outside. 2 guys that I'm sure faced each other in some sort of live ABs and practice and spring training leading up to the season. Another fastball misses, this time low. 3 fastballs all outside of the zone. And it's a 3-0 count on Taylor. Hall already used a mound visit in this inning. Berkey dancing around at second. 3-0 pitch is off the plate. A 4-pitch walk to Taylor. Loads the bases. Webster trying to just take a few deep breaths. Just 1 pitch to get out of this inning. Sussex County already takes a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. Dangerous power hitter in Mekhi Backstrom coming up to the plate. Check swing on a fastball. Appeal down to second. Say he did not kill. Boy, I thought that looked close for Backstrom. Struck out swinging his first time up. Second on the team in homers with 10. Just behind Keenan Taylor, who stands on first. Finally lands a fastball after 5 straight balls out of that bottom outside corner. Backstrom, one of the taller players in the league. 1-1, went upstairs, swing and a miss again. 1-2, fastball at 90. 8 straight retired to start the game for Webster. Then he goes double, RBI single, hit by pitch, RBI single, and a 4-pitch walk. The last 5 have reached on him. Called strike 3 at the knees. Big one to leave him loaded. After he was cruising to start, it's a little bit of a road bump as Sussex County takes the lead 2-1 in the third, but Webster gets the strikeout to leave them loaded. Third of the way through, Florence trailing by 1 on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Florence back to work with the bats as Sussex County takes their first lead of the series with a 2-run bottom of the third. 6-7-8 for Florence. Garrett Broussard to start things off. First pitch off speed below the knees against Christian Colmary. First 2 innings, Florence got some on base. Colmary definitely had his best inning in the third. Florence went down 1-2-3 on a couple of groundouts and a pop-up. All plays over to first base that Kiko Romero had to handle. Fastball misses low and a 2-0 count here on Florence's third baseman, Garrett Broussard. Grounder over to the right side. Romero went after it, now went back. It's picked up at second by Diamazzo when he gets the throw over. Now 5 straight retired for Colmary. 3 base hits in that bottom of the third for Sussex County to take the lead. Marcus Brodell, 1 out, nobody on base after kind of a swinging bunt his first time up. Fastball, and we do only have one answer for Haller Trivia. Again, I didn't put it on Twitter, so you're kind of limited to whoever's listening to the broadcast. This will be a fun one between me and Sergeant Bilko, really. But the question was, since 2020, Brodell grounds it to the first base side. Romero again's got another play. Colmary races to the bag and covers. 2 away. Now 6 straight retired for Colmary. 6 players since 2020 have awarded Gold Glover and Silver Slugger in the same season. One of them, Max Fried, named the other 5. I think, yeah, we got all 5 a perfect score for Sergeant Bilko. Mookie Betts did it in 2020, also 2022 with the Los Angeles Dodgers. JT Real Muto at the catcher position in 22. Off-speed strike there for Dylan Baker. Nolan Arenado also in 22 with the Cardinals, and Bobby Witt did it twice, 24 and 25. Marcus Simeon is the 5th. So congratulations to Sergeant Bilko, back-to-back winners of Haller Trivia. The only 2 Haller Trivia that's happened so far. Fastball up and away to Baker, a ball and a strike. 2 outs, nobody on. One is golfed up and into the bleachers down the third base line, all the way out towards the kids area that's down the third base side as opposed to where it is at Thomas More Stadium down the first base side. Baker down to the count 1-2. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. You really got to find guys who are good defensively and have power. I thought there were a couple of givens. I thought Bobby Witt was going to be a pretty easy one, getting the Silver Slugger at shortstop. I thought Mookie Betts would be another one that you could get. 1-2. Baker skies out to left field. A long run for Maciel, but he's got it. Sprinting up to make the play. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings here for Colmary. And Sussex County keeps that 2-1 lead go to the bottom of the 4th on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Back here at Skyland Stadium, we just played Haller Trivia. We're in the bottom of the 4th of a 2-1 Sussex County lead where The bats have been quiet for Florence. The first 12 innings make that 13 innings now that they have gone to work at Skyland Stadium here in Augusta, New Jersey. Deadlocked in the series in terms of runs, 2 for each. Florence got the win yesterday. They're looking for the series win, trailing by 1 here. But 6-7-8 for the Miners as Evan Webster tries to settle in after letting 5 straight on to score 2 in the third. Off speed, lands at the outside corner for a strike here to Dean Ferrara. Ferrara gave it a pretty good ride, drove one to center for a flyout. His first AB in the second. Slider bounces in the dirt. Good stop by Harbison. Doesn't matter. Nobody on base for the 1-1. Well, Webster has been pretty good so far, but the pitch count has really been worked up on some good at-bats from Sussex County hitters. Slider misses downstairs. 3+ innings for him so far. He is already at 67 pitches, despite just the 2 runs given up. Fastball hit down the right field line. Brendan Bobo on the run in front of the track, trying to find it in the lights, and he's got it right on the corner of the track in the right field line. Couple of flyouts for Ferrara. One down here in the home half of the fourth.
First baseman, number 22. This is Kiko Romero.
Now Kiko Romero, who has had really just an absurd amount of work defensively today. Well, hit with 1 out, nobody on. First pitch gets to the backstop. There were 4 straight plays that were either a pop-up to first or a ground out to first. Starting in the second inning and then the whole 1-2-3 Florence Y'all's third inning. 1-0 fastball in the dirt, 2-0 now. 3 innings and a third for Webster so far. 2 runs, both of them earned. I think 1 should be unearned. Grounder down the first base side. Actually, the runs came around after him, so they probably would have came around anyway. So scratch that thought. Yeah, 2 earned runs, 3 hits, just the 1 walk. He has 5 strikeouts, 3 away from tying a season high. 2-1 after that foul ball. Swing and a miss, make it 2-2. Breaking ball right down the middle of the zone. That top third. Romero out in front. Steps and fires the 2-2. Again, in the dirt, counts full. Bottom of the fourth. How about we get to that out-of-town scoreboard powered by iScore, brought to you by Thornbush Whiskey. Thornbush, the new frontier in the world of whiskey. It's bold, smooth, and wildly unexpected. Come try the new official cocktail of the Florence Y'alls today at Thomas More Stadium. Tucker's got another play. Initially went back, has to sprint up after the readjustment, but gloves it for out number 2. A fly out to center here for Romero. 2 down in the inning. Again, we'll start with what we are directly looking at most probably right now. We're half a game ahead of the Evansville Otters coming into this game. Now we're actually tied after Evansville picks up the win of Joliet, 8-3. But they are playing a doubleheader, so another one coming up at 8:30. Listed between the Slammers is a bunt laid down the first base line. Miscommunication, and it works on the attempt for Keenan O'Brien. Webster didn't come over to cover first. Zeisler didn't know what to do, and it kind of got stuck into no man's land on the right side of the infield. And a push bunt here for O'Brien. Yeah, Webster tried to go after that ball, thought he was getting the ball instead of covering. A bunt single for O'Brien, the 4th hit of the day for Sussex County. Now Edwin Mateo started the 2-out rally to score 2 last inning, and he lines one right into center field. That'll drop in for a single. O'Brien first to second, had a hard turn around second. Tucker a courtesy throw back in, but back-to-back base hits here for Sussex County. And 2 pretty good at-bats for Mateo, a double and a single on the day now. Top of the order for Sussex, Hunter D'Amato. Webster throws pretty good breaking pitch inside that. Back D'Amato off the plate, but still catches a part of the zone to make it 0-1. You know, the first RBI of the game, a single to score Mateo. Harbison way out of his crouch to catch the fastball upstairs. Even 1-1 count. Other scores around the league. We're also watching Gateway a little bit. They're pretty far behind us now in the wild card race, but still worth a watch. They're up 3-1 over Schaumburg in the top of the third in Sauget, Illinois. Washington all tied up at 1-1 with Down East in Washington. In the bottom of the fourth there, another fastball in. Mississippi got a 10-4 win over Lake Erie in a battle of the last place teams in the Midwest Conference. Windy City played another early one against New York, doubled them up 8-4 in a win. Fastball off the plate this time, 3-1 to D'Amato. Other scores in the Atlantic. Ottawa took a slight 9-8 win over Brockton, who Florence will see. Brockton, that is, this weekend. Fastball upstairs, a 5-pitch walk to D'Amato. Bases are full for the second straight inning for Sussex County. Already with a 2-1 lead, bottom of the fourth. Tri-City with a 6-3 lead over Quebec, 2 runs in each inning, as they're just starting to hit in the bottom of the fourth in Tri-City. That's it for the scores today. Evan Berkey off-speed, cold strike outside park. O'Brien over at third after a bunt single. Mateo a line drive single. He's at second. Now D'Amato after the 5-pitch walk is at first. This one's lifted out to center. Jackson Tucker backpedaling at the track and got it at the warning track to get Webster out of it again. Another bases loaded jam escaped. This time no runners come across at all in the inning, but Florence still trails by 1 heading to the 5th on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Just a second at bat here for Kyle Harbison, who's responsible for the only Florence run today on an RBI single. We have what would be a balk if we have any runners on base. That'll go as a pitch clock violation ball from Cole Mary, who stumbled coming off the mound to start this top of the 5th inning. It's 2-1 Miners here in the top of the 5th. Harbison RBI single, the only Florence run. First pitch is way outside. That's the second ball in the count after that violation. So 2-0 to start the Florence catcher, who's getting his batting average back up. 300 hitting All-Star. Going into the All-Star break, was really cold out of it. Slider at the knees, strike 1 of the AB. Got below 250, but now back up to 265 before that RBI single. Keeps climbing. Another beautiful slider. Ends up bottom of the zone. 2-2 count for Harbison. Sussex County does the same shift they did to Garrett Broussard that I think let Broussard get on base, where the middle is wide open for the righty. Tries to land 3 straight sliders. This one misses inside, and the count's full on Harbison. Payoff. It's outside for ball 4. Leadoff walk. The second time that Florence gets the leadoff runner on, and it turns it over to the top of the lineup. One of the biggest things, too, I think they're just trying to get is a situation for Zeisler to come up with runners on base. Each time for him, there was nobody on. Barring a double play, they could get to him this inning. Jackson Tucker, the leadoff hitter, the runner on first, and nobody out. Game tying run back on base of the 5th. Squares around a bunt. Good one down the third base line. It's hard. On the run, Ferrara throws to first and got him. Harbison over to second. And for some reason, Romero wanted to throw to second base. Harbison was standing on the second base back. Had been there for a long time, and the ball got by Diamanto, but not too far, so Harbison can't run to third. So a successful sac bunt for Jackson Tucker. 2 chances for 2 of Florence's best hitters, Blomquist and Zeisler, to score Harbison from second. Blomquist 0 for 2 day at an 0 for 6 series now. Ground out in a pop-up today. Change up inside corner. Strike to the Florence second baseman. Shaney Felt still out from that injury. It's going to be Blomquist's second base position to really lose. Goes after the off-speed down low. He's down 0-2. Well, just 4 infielders now on the trip. Broussard, Baker, Blomquist, and Zeisler. So a pretty safe bet for now to assume those 4 are the 4 infield starters. Runner on second, 1 out. The 0-2 coming to Blomquist. Barely gets a piece on a slider outside. Got down to his knee to fight it off. So he stays alive in the count. Colmary has been great now. 4 1/3. 2 hits, 1 run, 4 walks are the issue with him. Just 1 strikeout. This one's lined out to left field, and it drops in time. But Harbison was waiting to see if it would get caught, so he just goes second to third. Hank Zeisler comes up with them on the corners and just 1 out after Blomquist breaks out of it a little bit of a schneid.
First baseman, number 13. Hank.
Another slider that he tried to bury down on the 0-2. Blomquist went all the way downstairs to get it. Harbison at third, Blomquist at first, and a 2-1 game. Zeisler, the new RBI leader in the Frontier League with 81 on the season. The first on the race to 80. First pitch strike. Trackman has that way above the zone. But again, Trackman, I believe, has been a little bit off today. Lucas Nailey's calling the balls and strikes. Swings and misses downstairs at the 0-1. Slider, bounce in the dirt, did the same thing that Blomquist does. And Zeisler's now down 0-2. The only strikeout for Colmary today was Brendan Bobo. Strikeout swinging in the first. Zeisler takes his time for the 0-2. Goes down again to get an off-speed. Almost mirror at bats here for Blomquist. And Zeisler fouls that 0-2 off. Florence would love if that next pitch is the same result for the Blomquist single. Fastball way up and in. Zeisler lays off. Harbison to third. Blomquist runs well over at first. Florence hasn't had many of these opportunities. They did have him on the corners with 2 outs back in the first. 1-2. Off speed, didn't break, and was way above the zone. And the count back even at 2-2. Talked about 2 chances with Blomquist and Zeisler to score the run. Runner had to wait, so couldn't score from second. Now, barring a double play, you get 2 chances with Zeisler and Richardson. This ball is hit up the middle, and it's caught in outfield grass on a little bit of a weird bloop from Zeisler in the glove of Berkey. And Harbison will have to stay at third. A sacrifice situation for the captain, and he could not get it done after the short pop to shortstop. 2 outs, inning is not over. Richardson's the last hope to get the game-tying run over at third in. A walk and a pop-up to first in his first 2 plate appearances today. Righty on righty matchup. That one gets to the backstop. Harbison a late break. Coleman recovers home plate. Throw beats him. No, he didn't get the tag down. And Harbison scores to tie this game. Oh my goodness. Chris Witcher is out to argue immediately. I have to see this on the replay. A hard fastball took a hard stop off the backstop, and Harbison with an extremely late break. The throw beat him by a mile, and on the TV replay, the tag got him. But there is no replay, and Kyle Harbison will score to tie this game up at 2. What a break for Florence. The throw comes in from O'Brien to Colmary covering the plate. Got the tag down on Harbison. Umpire says he did not get the tag down. Again, the throw beat him by a mile. And Harbison comes in to score. Blomquist up to second. We are all tied up at 2-2 here at the top of the 5th. Wow, what a development. Pitch was obviously a ball. It's 1-0 here on Richardson. Now at off-speed, low and outside for ball 2. This will be the most runs that Colmary has given up now in 2 professional starts after just one run last time out. This one's lined into center field. That drops in for a base hit. Around third to score, Blomquist. And Florence has a lead once again. Zade Richardson always delivers. 3-2 Florence, his second RBI single in as many games. Just like that, back at 4th we go here from Skyland Stadium. It's 3-2. RBI number 44 on the season for Richardson. So run would have scored anyway if there was never that wild pitch. But again, it wasn't about, does he stay at third, does he score? No, Sussex County thought they had out number 3 on that throw to the plate. First pitch is a strike, inside corner here to Bobo. Now he goes after a pitch way outside, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Bobo's batting average down below 280 for the first time in what seems like has been a very long time. Still the 12 homers, 52 RBIs in the season. 2 outs, runner at first, grounder 2 first. Kiko Romero has it, and a walk over to first base to get out of the inning. A little bit of a break for Florence, and then Zane Richardson, an RBI single. The Alls have the lead back halfway home in this one, 3-2. On Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Well, and a really interesting top of the fifth inning gives Florence the lead, a two spot on a wild pitch, and then the RBI single for the face of the Florence Yalls, Zade Richardson. Sussex County will try to roar back, down by one here in the bottom of the fifth. 3-2 game. Gabriel Maciel, 3-4-5, the heart of the lineup. Webster back out for his fifth inning of work. Breaking ball as Maciel squared around a bunt, and he went around on that bunt. Jogging down the first base line, he just straight up missed it. The curveball from Webster. No balls and a strike. Again, Florence with a win today can clinch their sixth series win since the All-Star break. Maciel had the RBI single back in the third. That's where Webster's rough stretch really started. Actually, kind of ended, I should say. Fastball off the plate. Walked the next batter, then a strikeout to get out of the inning after that. But it was a string of five straight that reached are the two runs for Sussex County back in the third. Ball and a strike, fastball at the knees, ball with two strikes. Talked about something to monitor is just Webster's pitch count, even though he's been good so far. They've worked that pitch count up 87 pitches into the fifth inning after 4 innings of two-run baseball. He does not have much left. That one gets to the backstop to even the count at 2-2. Who does Florence turn to? Don't have a great view on the bullpen. Isaac Milburn threw 5 innings as recently as Saturday. 2-2 is another off-speed in the dirt. We are now full. He's been a long relief guy. Not that you need a long relief guy, but I think it could help here. Could go to Jet Lotus, who's been working as an opener recently. He went 2 innings and a third back on Sunday. Fly ball to center. Over to his left and over his shoulder. Jackson Tucker's got it for out number 1. Brings up Keita Taylor, still trying to do some damage in his revenge game against the Florence Yalls. 0 for 1 with a walk today. He was 0 for 2 with 2 walks yesterday. First pitch, breaking ball low. Tremendous rookie season with the Evansville Otters last year. Just a couple of weeks with Florence this year. Fastball punched opposite way. Ball and a strike. Webster, 4 innings and a third. 5 hits on 2 earned runs. Couple of walks. Does have 5 strikeouts. Curveball. Taylor just gets a piece to foul it back. Count moves to 1-2. Florence will already have at least a 500 record against the Atlantic Conference this year. 6-1 against them this year. A win today would clinch a winning record against the Atlantic. Trying to prove a little bit with some frustration as Taylor fouls one back that, the Atlantic is what some believe weaker than the Midwest this season. You take a look, the top 4 teams in the league on the record are actually all 3 in the Central Division. Fastball missed away. So I'm not sure if it's as much of a conference versus conference thing or if it's just a Midwest Central Division has been that tough because the West has had its struggles too. I mean, Schaumburg sits in first place of that conference. Swing and a miss. Webster strikes out Taylor. He loses his bat on that one too. The 6th K for the Florence Southpaw. 2 down in order in the 5th. Filthy on the 90-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone. That had a good bit of ride to it. A little bit of horizontal movement, 12 inches, that's all it needed. Bunt laid down here for Backstrom, who's done this in his back-to-back plate appearances. Couldn't get it down. He struck out. 1 swinging, 1 looking. 2 strikeouts today. Grounder over to the second base side. Blomquist charges and throws sidearm to first. 1, 2, 3 for Webster through 5. It's not a lot of pitches, so that might be it for him, but we go to the 6th. Florence still with a 3-2 lead on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Florence tries to get some insurance for the first time today. A 3-2 lead going into the 6th inning. First pitch, called strike on the outside corner. Here to Garrett Broussard. Florence goes 6, 7, and 8. This is the 3rd inning out of the first 6 that'll start that way. After Bobo has made the final out in 3 innings so far. Broussard, Brodell, and Baker. No balls, 1 strike to count on Broussard. He's going to hit a jam shot right back up the middle, and at Diamatu gets it on a leap over at second base. Line drive to second. Broussard down. Last time the 6, 7, 8 came up, it was a 1, 2, 3 inning. Marcus Brodell will hit. Christian Colmary back into this game after 5 innings of work. Giving up the 3 runs, all of them earned. Again, a controversial play at the plate that looked like Harbison might have been out on a wild pitch. Fastball down the middle of the zone for Brodell to start him off 0-1. Well, Webster's at well over 90 pitches so far. Colmary, on the other hand, is pretty close to. He's at 84 now. Waiting this 0-1 pitch to Brodell, 1-1, a fastball out. So we'll see the Miners probably have to go to their bullpen. They used 2 of their guys yesterday who were not on long rest, pretty short rest, as Brodell laces a single back up the middle. His first base hit of the series, a 1-out single for Brodell. All of those Brodell base hits are exactly like that one, just a hard line drive through the infield. 103 off the bat for the Florence rookie. Insurance run on base. Florence wants it here in the 6th. 3-2 lead. Now it's Baker. Fastball way up. O'Brien thought about a back pick over to first base. Florence has not tried to run on Colmary today as a quick mound meeting comes out with Chris Widger, the Sussex County manager, also making the mound meetings, a lot like Toby Hall for Florence. Hank Zeisler stole a base back in the 1st, but it was on kind of a weird play that I don't think Colmary was exactly worried about him. Short mound meeting. It's over as Widger goes back to the dugout. It's their 2nd mound meeting of the game. Other than that, nobody has tried to run on Colmary and O'Brien. 1-0 is the count on Baker, non-meeting that similarly to some of Hall's came mid-AB. Fires a fastball up, starts Baker off 2-0. Pop up to catcher and a fly out to left. Baker's lifted both of his balls today. Gave one a pretty good ride yesterday that I think would be out at Thomas More Stadium. Ended up being a double. Goes golfing on a slider put down and out. First strike of the count. Brodell over at first. One away. Try to get Brodell off guard with a throw over before he comes set. Brodell in safely. Back to first. 2-1 pitch. Grounder fouled on the third base line. We've gotten, what so far has looked like a pitcher's duel. It is an interesting storyline coming into the game. Sussex County throws out a rookie, making just his second start. Evan Webster, obviously not a rookie, the vet who leads the Frontier League and wins. Both of them have put together pretty good performances. 5 innings of 2-run baseball for Webster, 5 1/3 so far of 3 runs for Colmary. Off speed, grounded down the third base side, flip to second, is in time to first, not played by Romero. So Ferreira over to Diamato to get the lead runner, a 5-4 fielder's choice. Baker gets into first safely. Second out of the inning now for Kyle Harbison, but he will not be able to see Colmary. That's going to be it. Just 5 2/3 before Colmary pulled at 95 pitches. New man coming into the mound, a Hooves hangout pitching change for Sussex County. We'll be right back with them on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Hooves hangout pitching change. Looking for the perfect spot to relax and open your favorite Pokemon or baseball trading cards? Visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover at Hooves Hangout today at 405 Washington Street, Suite D in Alexandria. Day's done for Christian Colmary. Matt Still is the first out of the bullpen for Sussex County. You see the numbers, not pretty on smaller sample size for him so far this year. A 10.8 ERA and just 4 1/3 innings pitched. Gave up 5 earned runs in those 4 1/3. Walked 3 batters to 2 walks, but he gave up 9 hits in that 4 1/3. And Harrod's a runner on first with 2 gone and a 3-2 Florence lead in the top of the 6th. And Kyle Harbison already an RBI single today at the plate. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. 89 miles an hour on the fastball, so similar archetype to their starter, Colmary, as they go righty to righty. Fastball up in the zone. Harbison fouls it back into the net. A ball and a strike. Harbison's been on both times today. He has really made an impact. RBI single to get the lead, and Sussex scored 2. And then he scored the game-tying run back in the 5th after a wild pitch that had some controversy. Ball and a strike. Slider off the plate. Puts Harbison ahead in the count now, 2-1. So 5 2/3 for Colmary, still responsible for the runner on first. We'll see if Webster goes back out for the 6th, but I doubt he does with his pitch count. So this one's drilled out to center. Mateo going back. He's settling in front of the track, and he's got it. Hard hit fly ball for Harbison, but still does his job. Florence strands a runner on first, and it is Evan Webster back out for the 6th. What do I know? Florence leading 3-2 on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Another low-scoring affair from Skyland Stadium. A 1-0 win yesterday. Florence leads by 1 today. A 3-2 game as Evan Webster is still on the mound, out for his 6th inning of work. 99 pitches coming into this inning for Webster, so he'll be over 100. We'll see what this leash looks like. I don't have a view of the bullpen, so I'm not exactly sure who will be up next for the Yoles. Dean Ferrara, 6-7-8 for Sussex County to start things off in the bottom of the 6th. In my 14 innings, 15 innings, or whatever it is of watching Sussex County so far, a little surprised that Ferrara is heading all the way down 6th. He's got pretty good stats, too, a 330 batting average. Off-speed misses outside. So for 2 today with a couple of flyouts, but a 2-hit day yesterday. He's played really good third base. Takes an outside pitch, fouls it down the first base line. Hard liner. It was 87 off the bat from the third baseman. Those 2 pitches puts Webster at 101. 5 innings of 5 hits, 2-run baseball, 2 walks, and 6 Ks. 2 away from tying his season high. 1-1 fastball, called strike at the knees. Got the call there from Lucas Neely, the home plate umpire. Steps and fires the 1-2. Just a bit low. To me, that pitch looked like the exact same spot, and it did miss by about half an inch. 6th inning, how about we get you some this date in baseball history? Brought to you by Furniture Fair. Fouls off the 1-2. Style, comfort, value, that's the Furniture Fair promise. Visit one of their showrooms today around the Cincinnati area. Furniture Fair. August 5th, the date? Believe so. 1-2 is a breaking ball just low again. First one we got 1879 after Providence pitcher Bobby Matthews gives up 6 runs in the first 2 innings. He switches positions with third baseman John Ward, who pitches shutout ball the rest of the way to rally the Grays to a 7-6 win. Payoff pitch fouled again down the first baseline. Captain George Wright will successfully employ this pitching scheme several more times during the season. Webster tries another payoff. Grounder back up the middle, long run, but Baker cannot dive and make the play. It gets into center with a leadoff single for Ferrara, his 3rd hit of the series. See what Florence wants to do with Webster. Game-tying run back on base to start the 6th. With Kiko Romero stepping into the left-handed batter's box. Question is, who do you go to? I think this could be a good spot for Jet Lotus. Or maybe, hear me out, Aiden McAvoy, if you're not using him as a closer anymore. They've gone to Heinz the last few times. Bunt laid down for Romero, back into the net foul ball. Toby Hall does work his way up to the top of the step. Romero a ground out to short and a fly out to center today. He's playing Double-A ball as recent as last season with the Somerset Patriots, the New York Yankees organization. Another square round to bunt, pitch in the zone after he pulled it back. Now 0-2 should eliminate the bunt for Romero. Skyland Stadium playing some dog barking noises here on Waggy Wednesday. I like that name for it. 0-2 fouled off behind the net. Some more this date in baseball history. The Reds pound the Giants' new pitcher Steve Carlton for 7 runs in 3 1/3 innings to win 11-6. Carlton records his 4,000th strikeout to join Nolan Ryan as the only pitchers to reach that plateau. The Giants released Carlton after the start. He joins the White Sox. They released him right after getting to 4,000. Ferrara dancing around at first. Chopper up the middle. Picked up by Baker at second. He's going to dive back for the second base bag, and he got back in time. It started to look like that might be a tailor-made double play, but the chop hung up for enough time for Ferrara to have a chance at second, and Baker no chance to do both, step on second and get the throw over to first. Take a look at the replay. Picks it up at that second base bag, and it's bang, bang right at the bag. I think Baker got him. Really good play to get the lead runner, and that'll be it for Evan Webster. So 1 down as Romero will replace Ferrara at first. And a Lee's Famous Recipe chicken pitching change with 1 on, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. On the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Lee's famous recipe chicken pitching change for Florence. With a new wing coming into the game, you can pick up the best wings in the tri-state area at Lee's famous recipe chicken. Jet Lotus is the man on the mound for Florence. It's been one of Florence's best relief arms since joining the team after injury. A 1.2 ERA in 15 innings. Just 12 strikeouts, does have 10 walks, but boy, does he have a knack for getting out and limiting damage. Last pitched on the 30th of July all the way back against Joliet. Out of relief. Did get an open on Sunday in the doubleheader. But that relief appearance, it was 2/3 of an inning scoreless, giving up just the one hit. Inherits a runner on first base with one out, ahead 3-2 in the bottom of the sixth. Y'all's on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN, have a lead. The first pitch is a strike to Harbison. Immediately we'll go out to have a chat with Lotus about maybe something is going wrong with the signs. Home plate umpire Lucas Nailey says no mound visit. 0-1's the count. Romero, a ground out to short and a fly to center. O'Brien, rather, not Romero. Romero got over to first on that fielder's choice. Fastball just up and off the plate for ball one. So it's a strikeout and a bunt single for O'Brien. And here's 2 plate appearances. Fastball way off the plate again. Lotus. Slit O'Brien ahead of the count now. 2-1. Second season with the Yoles. 5.12 ERA last year. And ERA has improved in his first 5 appearances this season. This one's lifted out to right. Brendan Bobo on the run. Jackson Tucker there too. It's going towards the wall and it's off the wall. Around third, they're going to wave around. Romero sliding into second after the throw at the plate is late. A game-tying RBI double for the 8-hitting catcher, Keenan O'Brien. That run will be tagged to Evan Webster. It is 3-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Oh, that ball was inches away from giving Sussex County the lead of the first home run hit of the series. 103 off the bat. A 387 on the distance out to right center. And he gets in scoring position on it too for Edwin Mateo, the 9-hole hitter. He's 2 for 2 with a double and a single today. Started the rally and scored the first run for Sussex County back in the 3rd. First pitch runs inside for ball 1. Closes the line for Evan Webster, who goes 5 innings in the 3rd. 6 hit, 3 earned run baseball. Grounder hardliner, but Zeisler's got it on one hop. He'll race over to first and step on the bag. Runner does advance. That's O'Brien over to third. Second out of the inning, though. And a hard hit, one hop grounder over to Zeisler. Go ahead run here in the 6th. Moves over to third base. And the top of the order, Hunter Diamato at the plate. Foul tips the first pitch into the mitt of Harbison. 336 batting average coming into today with 36 RBIs for Diamato. Fastball way off the plate. That is the thing that Lotus has, one of his, kind of flaws that we've seen a little bit this year is, he's not typically wild in terms of walking a lot of batters, but he's thrown a few wild pitches this year. And he's really going to make your catcher work. 2-1 punched foul over the Florence dugout. It's 1-1 actually, so. And it's a ball at 2 strikes. Diamanto's reached his last 2 times, an RBI single and a walk. 6 strikeouts to finish for Webster after walking a couple of batters. 1-2 punched foul again over the heads of the Florence dugout. Couple of hard shots. That foul ball. 86 off the bat. Florence playing Diamanto straight up. 3-3 tie. Sussex County now at hitting the Y'alls 7-5. 1-2 way inside. Backs him off the plate, and Harbison again has to pick it behind the plate. Deuces are wild at a huge spot. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Kicks and fires. Grounder, foul again down the third base side. Well, Webster threw a lot of pitches. I really like this pun here for Stephen Craig. Ready? Jets go. He said that before Jet Lotus came into the game on a YouTube chat. Or Jet Lotus came into the game. So Stephen Craig correctly predicted that Lotus would enter. Another 2-2 coming up. Another foul ball from Diamanto. It's been Diamanto a couple times who's got these really, really good at-bats. His walk that last time in the 4th was one of them. Just a tough Reggie Jackson-like approach that Sergeant Bilko pointed out. Lotus again, 2-2 out of the stretch. Left it off the plate, and we are full. Do have a couple of bases open, but you have the 2 and 3 hitters coming up for Sussex County if you do let those runners on. Payoff, grounder to the right side. Blomquist gets down on a knee and picks it and throws over to first to get Lotus out of the inning. Nice play by Blomquist at second to strand a runner, but Sussex County ties it. 3 innings left. Florence and Sussex County knotted up at 3 on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Comes Jackson Tucker in a brand new tied ball game. Now into the top of the 7th with Florence going for their 10th straight win. A 3-3 tie between the Y'alls and the Miners. Top of the lineup, back up for Florence. First pitch is a fastball, cold strike on the outside corner. As Matt Still will go out for his first full inning of work. Faced one batter, got Harbison to fly out to center. Fastball cold strike in that same spot. Stranded a runner on first base. back in the sixth. His fastball is both at 91 miles an hour from Still. Again, he's the one that's coming into this game with a 10.8 ERA. Small sample size, 4 innings and a third. 0-2's the count here on the Florence center fielder, Jackson Tucker. Bounced one of the opposite batter's box, gets all the way to the backstop. Final line for Christian Colmary, now that runner never came around to score. 5 2/3 innings of 3-run work on 5 hits, just the 1 strikeout, and he walked 4 batters. 1-2 again, bounces way outside and gets to the backstop. So 2-2 here on Jackson Tucker. Breaking ball, hit on a line, back in that left center gap, long run, Mateo can't get there. One hops in front of him, Tucker tests his arm to second. He is in there! Hustle double for Jackson Tucker to start off the 7th. A gutsy move for Tucker, and Sussex County's fans once again upset with the call. I think I like this one. Call a little bit better. Little bit of a help by the fact that Mateo had to hop to keep that ball in front. Tucker hustling for second, taking a look at the replay here. And I think he got around the tag. Again, another one. I think the throw beat him. Go ahead run, moves in scoring position. Brett Blomquist was in a extremely similar situation back in the 5th. Corner infielders come up, swings away, line drive back at second base. Nobody covering second. Tucker back in time. Hard hit line drive right into the glove of Berkey at short. Huge first out here for Still. But 3 batters faced for Still. All 3 of them have made solid contact. That one 96 off the bat. A warning track fly out for Harbison. And then now, or that was around that Jackson Tucker hustle double. Chris Widger out to the mound. Will he make a move? Looks like he's thinking about it. Giving some time for somebody to warm up in the Sussex County bullpen, and they will go to the pen. Another Hooves hang on pitching change with a runner on second and 1 out here on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Here it is. Jacob Widener is the Hooves Hangout pitching change. Looking for the perfect spot to relax and open your favorite Pokemon or baseball trading cards? Visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover at Hooves Hangout today. Hank Zeisler will enter with a runner in scoring position. That's the go-ahead run in the top of the 7th with 1 gone. Jackson Tucker stands at second. And the new Sussex County pitcher is Jacob Widener. He's got a 2-2 record and a 5.34 ERA. 1-0 count to start Zeisler. They go lefty-lefty. They have Zeisler and Bobo in the stretch of 3. Full of them come up. And a weird arm slot, kind of sidearm lefty here from Widener. Ball and a strike here for Zeisler. It's 0 for 2 with a walk. 81 RBIs, that leads the league. Runner takes off for third. Pitch outside, the throw down. Got Tucker. And Tucker is losing his mind at third base. The throw was offline over at third. And he has wiped off the base path, trying to take third with 1 out. Nice throw from O'Brien. We'll take a look at it again. Another team unhappy with a call on the bases here from this umpiring crew. Throw down is offline. Oh, I do not think he got it. He had to reach for it and kind of turn his body to go back across his body to get Tucker. Base is empty with 2 outs, and Zeisler's been hit on a breaking ball. He'll get to first base. Man, that's another close one. But I don't think it's the right call. Tucker caught stealing. Got to second with his hustle on a hustle double. Couldn't pay off there for third. 2 outs in the inning. Zeisler now over at first. Zayde Richardson coming to the plate. This is what you want for Florence. You get the lefty-righty matchup. Richardson already an RBI single today. Fastball way inside to the face of the Florence Yalls. Walk, pop up to first, and an RBI single for Richardson, who's got 44 ribbies on the season now. Most all of his starts coming in the cleanup spot and the 5-hole. It's been the 5-hole recently. Grounded to the left side, swallowed up at third, and the easy way over to second. Ferrara completes the throw to Diamato to get Widener out of the 7th. Stretch time, Florence, a crucial caught stealing. We go to the bottom of the 7th, still tied at 3 on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Jet Lotus looking for his first clean inning now, or first full inning of work, I should say. Came in to relieve Evan Webster with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Here in the bottom of the 7th, did end up letting the runner that was charged to Evan Webster come around on an RBI double from Keaton O'Brien, but then got 2 outs after that, a couple of ground outs to get out of the inning. He's got the heart here in the bottom of the 7th, a 3-3 tie between Florence and Sussex County. Evan Berkey to start things off. Lotus starts off with a breaking pitch, called strike on the outside corner to Berkey. A lot of controversial plays on the base paths, including home plate today. 0-1 swing and a miss. Both teams, I think rightfully so, unhappy with a couple of calls. And have definitely gone both ways today, without a doubt. Could be a reason Florence scored a run. Lotus starts Berkey off with an 0-2 count. Off speed is drilled to left center. Brodell and Tucker both going at it. They're all the way at the track on the run. Brodell's got it in front of the wall. Brodell ran out of room and got it at the last second. A high, long fly out there for Berkey. Again, this feels like we're playing in polo grounds, but instead of it only being that deep in the center and really short in the corners, it's just that deep everywhere. I mean, that's really what this Skyland Stadium feels like. I don't think Shohei Ohtani hits a home run in this ballpark. Haven't seen a home run yet this series. I don't think we've seen a ball yet hit off the wall. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball to Gabriel Maciel. He's got an RBI single on a 1-for-3 day. With one out and nobody on. 3-hole hitting left fielder. Fastball called strike. Lotus is not what you would call a long relief guy. Continues to work it up and up. 2 innings and a third of an open back on Sunday for second game of a doubleheader. That was his longest appearance of the year. Check swing, pitch up, appeal. He did go around. That's strike 3. 0-2 count. And that's the third base umpire and crew chief, Ken Jackson, who made the call. First strikeout here for Lotus. Keaton Taylor comes up as some more screaming from the Sussex County dugout. Swing and a miss. We'll continue to be impressed by what Taylor's done since coming over to Sussex County, considering his start, especially when you consider the fact what I was just talking about. Is there's some chatter. I thought it was from the third base coach. And fan? Or it might be the third base coach. No. The Sussex County third base coach has just been thrown out of this game. I totally missed it. Thrown out by Ken Jackson over at third. It's number 5. That's Simon Walters. Sussex County assistant coach has just been run. And Chris Widgers will go over to take his place over at third base. Thrown out by Ken Jackson. There was some barking. It feel like it didn't take long. It's not as noticeable, again, because third base umpire, third base coach, they're right next to each other, so they're looking at each other. Or it's hard to really notice what they're talking about. So Widger will go over. He has Walters' helmet in his hand as if he's going to replace him over at third base, but for now he hasn't put it on yet. He's just having a conversation with Ken Jackson. Well, we've had this crew of Ken Jackson, Lucas Naley, and Mateus Pascal, I believe 3 series of the last 4 now, and we have seen our fair share of ejections on both sides. And I've touched on the frustration from both sides. Good HDN shot of Simon Walters getting thrown out of this game. I thought, eye contact to me looked like from my angle it was more towards the stands at a fan as opposed to the third base coach Walters. Widgers is really getting his word in before he's going to put on his helmet and take over for Walters at third. This has given a long break for Keaton Taylor, who has an 0-1 count. Again, the last call that was being argued was a check swing, strike 3 of Gabriel Maciel. That was Lotus' first strikeout, a pitch high in the zone, or out of the zone. First pitch after that break is a ball to Keaton Taylor. Puts him at a 1-1 count. Taylor 0 for 2. Fly out to right and a strikeout. One and one misses in that same exact spot. Lotus, another healthy dosage of fastballs. 91 Similar archetype to Webster. You just go from the lefty to a righty this time. 2 balls and a strike. Fastball left up this time. It's 3-1 on the former Yolt. Sussex County now out hitting Florence 7-6. We're all knotted up at 3. Skyland Stadium, game 2 of the series. Breaking pitch, Taylor skies out to left field. Marcus Brodell settling under it. He's got it for out number 3. Jet Lotus with a 1-2-3 inning with an ejection of the third base coach for Sussex County. Into the 8th. Still knotted up at 3 on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Back here in the 8th, 5-6-7 for Florence. We are knotted up at 3. Florence going for their 10th straight win. Bobo will be the first to the plate and will immediately face a lefty-on-lefty matchup as Sussex County throws back Jacob Widener. The 6'7 lefty with an awkward arm slot. Came in to get the final 2 outs of the 7th and strand a runner. One of those outs was on a caught stealing of Jackson Tucker trying to take third base. That was a poor call from Ken Jackson over at third. He then hit Hank Zeisler to put another runner on base. Got Zade Richardson to bounce into a fielder's choice. Front door slider, cold strike 3 on that inside corner. Bobo strikes out for the second time today. As he continues his slide. 1 down. Nobody on base for Garrett Broussard. Saw an ejection in that bottom of the 7th. We'll see who Florence turns to on the mound here. Broussard takes the first pitch, fouls it down the first baseline. He's working on a 1-for-3 day. An infield single back of the 2nd. Scored the first run after Kyle Harbison drove him in. Then at a hard line drive, right back at Diamato, just right into his glove. Oh, 1 breaking pitch, called strike. Widener's thrown 30 and a third innings pitched so far this year. That awkward arm slot's gotten him 37 strikeouts. Also 24 walks, but definitely a strikeout guy. Pause in action for the first base umpire, Mateus Pascala, to fix an equipment issue down the first baseline. Broussard down in an 0-2 hole. Fouls it back in the net again. Now, I'll tell you what, Sussex County's Pitching staff has done an outstanding job all series long. Now 16 innings of just 4-run baseball for Florence. They still have yet to hit a home run. This is a team that likes to hit a lot of homers and is third of the league in OPS, second in runs. Fastball up and away for the first ball on the count to Broussard. Got a lot of consecutive starts at third base. Again, only 4 healthy infielders right now. 2-2 way outside. Actually, that was the 1-2 for the foul ball. Makes it 2-2. Widener has given up some runs in his 30 and a third. Jam shot foul behind the plate for Broussard. 18 earned at 30 and a third. He's given up just 1 home run this year. Second out of the pen after Matt Still faced 3 batters. The southpaw ready to throw the 2-2. Outside again. Now this time the count is full on Broussard. Get to the bottom of the third after this. Bottom third of the lineup, I should say, after this. That has done a solid job this series. Fastball, hard grounder, but right at the shortstop, Evan Berkey, and a routine play over to first. Hard contact on back-to-back at-bats here for Broussard. Nothing to show for it. That time, 98 off the bat. 2 down in order here for Widener. That's 3 straight retired going back to last inning. 2 outs, nobody on for Brodell. Someone's got to break the tie. Tied at 3-3 for an inning and a half now. 88-mile-an-hour fastball inside part of the zone. Definitely like throwing Widener in this spot because coming into this inning, obviously 2 of the first 3 batters being lefties in Bobo and Brodell. Fastball way misses outside. He is someone who has those splits. Does way better against lefties than righties. Lefties hitting just 189 against him. Swing and a miss. Brodell behind the fastball at 88. It's down 1-2. Middle of the infield left wide open again for Sussex. 2 outs, nobody on, 1-2 count. Called strike 3 at the knees. 88 miles an hour sinker from that sidearm, and Brodell is sat down on strikes. That'll do it for the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom half with Florence at Sussex County, deadlocked at 3 on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. It's Jet Lotus again in the bottom of the 8th as Sussex County looks to take the lead. 3-3 deadlock in the bottom of the 8th for the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Ben Haller alongside with you guys. Appreciate everyone for tuning in today. Lotus's longest appearance of the year is 2 1/3. It came back on Sunday and a start, what was an open for C.J. Blowers. 2 outs would tie it. A full inning would give him his longest outing of the season. Mackay Backstrom will start things off. 5, 6, 7 in the lineup for Sussex County. First pitch fastball outside for a ball. Backstrom 2 strikeouts and a ground out to second today. Strikeout looking, 1 swinging after an 0 for 3 day with a hat trick yesterday. So 5 strikeouts in the series. It's a fastball top of the zone. Strikes out a lot, but he hit some homers, 10 of them on the year with 31 RBIs. 1-1's outside. Harbison has trouble handling it, but nobody on base. Lotus has given up a home run this year. None in his last 5 appearances. Swing and a miss for Backstrom on the 1-1. Slider, outer part of the plate. Got Backstrom to wave at and miss. We'll see if Sussex County wants to go back to Jacob Widener. Again, if they score, it could be a safe situation all the way in the 9th. Backstrom way early on it, nails it foul past the Sussex County dugout. Again, we don't have great views on both bullpens. Sussex County to the first base line, Florence down the third base line. Counts back even at 2-2 to start the inning. Now it is full. Left that fastball out. 91 matches the fastest we've seen Lotus today with his fastball. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider inside. It ran way inside. Almost hit Backstrom, but he waved at and missed and continues his tough series. That's his second straight game with 3 strikeouts. Lotus is now a full 2 innings into this game. I do get a little bit of a glimpse of a lefty warming up in the Florence bullpen. So that could either be Lynch or McAvoy. I don't expect to see Milburn, although it's possible. Foul back here, 1 out, nobody on for Dean Ferreira in a 3-3 tie. Home half for the 8th. This is after a 1-0 win for Florence yesterday, so a couple of low-scoring games. 0-1 curveball misses below the knees. Ball, a strike, and an out. Ferrara, the best batting average on the team at .344. Including a single his last plate appearances to start the 6th. Came around to score on an RBI double, the game-tying run. Another curveball at the bottom of the zone, this time called a strike. Good call from Naily. Ferrara doesn't agree, but Trackman's got it right at the bottom of that zone, just barely touching it. Lotus has 2 strikeouts in his 2 innings of work so far. 1 hit, no walks, no runs. 1-2. Hard ground foul ball. Again, towards the first base side. I'll tell you what, it's some of the least amount of netting I've seen at a ballpark in 2026. So it goes, all the way up, all the way to the dugouts. After it gets to the front of the dugout, it starts declining down. So you're sitting, 10 rows up behind the dugout. You still have a chance to get a ball, which you rarely ever see behind a dugout nowadays. 1-2, swing and miss again. Another off-speed outside and low, and he got Ferreira to chase this time. Third strikeout for Lotus. 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th. That matches last appearance, which was a season high in 2 1/3. Can he complete 2 2/3? Fastball off the plate, ball one. Romero playing first base for Sussex County today. Fastball left, up and away for this righty on lefty matchup. Breaking ball, again left off the plate, 3-0. Romero bounced into a fielder's choice at second his last time. That was the really weird play from Blomquist. 4-pitch walk on 4 outside pitches to Kiko Romero. And now the catcher, Keenan O'Brien, who's been hot today, will come up with a go-ahead run on base now. Romero over at first. Now Toby Hall out to have a chat. And with the lefty, O'Brien coming up. Actually, O'Brien is a righty, but they will go to what looks like is a lefty. On Lee's famous recipe chicken pitching change. The other end of the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Lee's famous recipe chicken pitching change for Florence. With a new wing coming into the game, you can pick up the best wings in the tri-state area at Lee's famous recipe chicken. And I was wrong before we went to the break. It is not a lefty. They call on the right-hander Will Karsten. 6 2/3, a 9.45 ERA baseball so far this year. He has been somewhat unlucky. The flame-throwing right-hander will inherit a runner on first base. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th. Sussex County's catcher, Keenan O'Brien, looking to break open the tie. Came up with a similar situation back in the 6th. It was with 1 out instead of 2, but with a runner on first. Down by 1, he hit a double into the right field gap to tie the game up at 3. What can he do with the game tied at 3? Karsten's first pitch to him is an off-speed that ends up low for a ball. Lotus starts his outing with that RBI double to O'Brien that scored Webster's run. Completes 1 time through the order. That double and then the last batter he faced, the walk to Romero on first, are the only 2 batters he led on. Fastball top of the zone. So as it stands, it's 2 1/3. 1 hit. Run still pending. 1 walk. And 3 strikeout baseball. 2 of the 3 strikeouts came in this inning. 1-1 for Karsten. Runner takes off for second. Pitch outside. Throw down's a bullet. Got him! Kyle Harbison, for the 2nd straight game, a Florence catcher takes a late inning base stealer off the board. We go to the 9th thanks to the flame-throwing Kyle Harbison. Still tied on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Here is Dylan Baker. We've made it to the ninth at a tie, 3-3 game, 8-9-1 for Florence. With a Hooves hangout pitching change for Sussex County. They have gone from a side-armed lefty to a side-armed righty. Just not fair. First pitch to Dylan Baker's top of the zone strike. Check swing on a pitch way inside. Did not go around. New man into the game is Parker Primo for Sussex County. Primo, a sub-3 ERA, 2.67 and 30 and a thirds innings, one of their higher leverage guys. Enters with a clean ninth. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss for Baker. Well, Florence's lefties and even righties had issues seeing Widener's sidearm left dealing. Hopefully the righty's not having the same issue here with Primo. And a slider front door, swing and a miss for Baker down on strikes. 0 for 4 days so far for Baker as he heads back to the dugout. Kyle Harbison steps up. Primo has oftentimes been the closer for Sussex County. Leads the team with 7 saves. 1 out, nobody on. The 9-hitter Kyle Harbison, breaking pitch at the knees for a strike. Well, how about Harbison's had a pretty nice day, an RBI single, and then he threw out the runner. That could have been the game-tying run, trying to steal second in the 8th. Front door slider again. Harbison down 0-2, and Primo starting to make these right-handers look silly. The 0-2. Same slider, this time off the plate. Harbison leaves it alone for ball 1. Also reached on a walk today. Fastball called, strike 3, top of the zone. Tucked it in that corner on the upper outside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts on 8 total pitches to Baker and Harbison. Now it's back to the top of the lineup for Primo. Jackson Tucker. Florence really hasn't seen a whole lot of sidearm guys this season. Might be playing a part in this. This one's popped up foul behind home plate. Tucker had a hustle double in that 7th inning and then was tagged out trying to steal third base. I don't think it was a very good call. Anyone with eyes will watch it again and agree with me. Just left off the plate. Fastball, ball 1, strike the count here on Tucker. One grounder right at the shortstop. Berkey's got it played perfectly, and he gets Tucker on a throw to first. Tucker slams his helmet, and the Florence bats continue to go quiet. Chance for Sussex County to walk them off at the bottom of the 9th. Florence wants extras. We got it right here on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Will Karsten will go back out to the bump for Florence. He faced one batter and did not get a result in that bottom of the 8th. Kiko Romero was caught stealing, trying to take second base on a bullet throw from Kyle Harbison. A beautiful throw from the Florence right-hander. And it was somebody who's hot at the plate. Keenan O'Brien's got a bunt single and an RBI double today. An RBI double that tied the game. Sussex County tries to walk off Florence in the bottom of the 9th. O'Brien goes after the first pitch. It fouls it back into the net. Florence has played some extra inning games this season. They have not played a sudden death game. O'Brien calls time to take a step off the plate. One and 4 this season. Florence is when tied after 8 innings. Fastball up and away. They're 2 and 3 in extra innings games. 1 and 3 on the road. Breaking pitch below the knees again for ball 2 to Keenan O'Brien. And one home game that they won in extras on a walk-off home run. Swing and a miss for O'Brien. 2 and 2 the count now from Karsten. Yeah, the pitching staff, trying to get it done. The Florence bats have done absolutely nothing in the last 4 innings. This one is lined over the head of Brett Blomquist, dropping in to right for a leadoff single. Game-winning run on base here for Sussex County with the 9-hitter at the plate. Do we see them try to play small ball? Will Karsten, the big righty on the mound for Florence. Lefty warms for Florence, has been for a while. It's Aiden McAvoy. Here comes Edwin Mateo. Squares down a bunt, third base side, and Broussard goes to second. One hop, did not get him. They're going to say Baker was off the bag. A good throw from Broussard. We've seen him do it before. It brought Baker off the bag. Florence can't get the out, and the runner is in to second. Toby Hall out to argue. We're going to take a look at the replay. What? They say his foot was off the bag? It wasn't close. If anything, which what actually did happen is the foot of O'Brien pushes Baker's foot off the second base bag, but it didn't happen until well after he gets to second base. I'm surely my eyes are deceiving me. I need to see it again. Hey, Toby Hall's making his rounds to all the umpires. Cannot believe what he's seeing. Baker's just laughing over there at short. I don't know if we're going to get another replay on HTN. So Broussard should have thrown out the lead run over at second, which would be the game-winning run on a bunt attempt. Instead, they say he's safe. There's 2 on. Another bunt squared around this time. Top of the lineup, Diamato, I should say. Missed on it. He went around. It's a strike. Corner infield's come in, especially Hank Zeisler charges all the way down the first base side. Boy, I need to see that again. 2-0, does get the bunt down right in front of home plate. Harbison bobbles it, and everyone is safe. Bases are loaded with nobody out in the inning. Any sort of sacrifice here for Sussex County will win the game. I think part of the problem for Harbison is he was still trying to decide where to throw the ball. And I think this is going to be it for Will Karsten. At least Toby Hall is coming out with the bases loaded. And nobody out at a tie game, or a tied game, 3-3. Here in the 9th. As of right now, it just looks like a meeting. Karsten's got the strikeout stuff that you need. A strikeout, a pop-up. Infield will certainly come in. I still can't believe that call at second base. I'm going to see if I got it on my monitor from earlier. The situation's the two-hole guy, Evan Berkey, with the bases loaded and nobody out of the ninth in a tie 3-3 game. Will Karsten on the mound. 0 for 3 for Berkey so far. Reached on a hit by pitch. Infield comes in. Takes the first pitch and fouls it down the first base side. One for 3 day yesterday for Berkey. He's got 39 base hits. Fastball up and away, 1-1. Obviously, nowhere to put him, so walk would lose the game. Just an absolute tightrope. This umpiring crew has just been continued to miss calls on the base paths both ways today. 1-1, fastball called, strike outside corner. Gets ahead 1-2. One-two, punched foul right at the Sussex County first base coach. They'll keep it a 1-2. Runners at second and first obviously don't matter. It's Kiko Romero. Or check that, Keenan O'Brien over at third. He's had a great day today. 1-2, grounder coming in. Baker charges, late break to the plate. Throw home, got him. Fielder's choice, 6-2. There's one down in the inning. Everybody's safe. Florence definitely not out of it yet, but a huge play by Dylan Baker. It wasn't the prettiest throw, but it kept Harbison, I should say, up the line. He didn't step on the plate, even though they just needed a force, because the throw caught him off, but he did get the tag down. The lefty comes up. Does Florence want to go to their lefty, Ada McAvoy? And actually, I take it back. It is a switch hitter, Gabriel Maciel. Same situation now with one out. Infield still in. 3-3 tie. Bases still loaded. First pitch is upstairs to him. This is where Karsten could really use a strikeout or that same sort of thing. It was just a two-hopper right to Dylan Baker. He had enough time to make it. There was a hesitation from O'Brien over at third. Fastball up and away again. He has started Maciel off 2-0. Maciel's already got an RBI today. RBI single in the third. He is 1 for 4. Sussex County trying to walk off Florence. Fastball is up again, and Karsten is one ball away and a 3-0 count from walking the game-winning run in. Got to put one in the zone here. Grounder through the infield or a fly out deep enough should win it for Sussex County. Time called as Karsten comes set, as music got played, I think, a little too close for comfort. It's 3-0 on Maciel. Out of the stretch. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the mitt. A 3-0 green light at the bottom of the zone. It was in the zone on track, man. It's pretty close, though. It's got hitters 3-1 count, bases loaded, 2 outs. Infield still in for Florence. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Went upstairs. Count's full. All right, Karsten's fought back. 3-0 full count. An absolute action pitch with the bases loaded and a full count, 1 out, and a tie game, bottom of the ninth. It's Karsten v. Maciel. Karsten, the payoff out of the stretch is inside. Called strike 3. Karsten got the call, and that actually looks really good on track, man. I was ahead of myself. With the bases loaded and nobody out, you get a ground out fielder's choice at the plate, now a strikeout. I was a little fooled again. I have an off angle by Maciel being backed off the plate, but it caught a piece on track, man. Karsten 1 out away from getting out of the jam, and who other than Keaton Taylor with the bases loaded at 2 outs, bottom of the 9th trying to win it. Takes the first pitch, line to left. Marcus Brodell camping under it, got it! Will Karsten escapes the bases loaded, nobody out, jam, and a tie game, bottom of the 9th. We're headed to extras. Houdini, Will Karsten, as we go to the 10th. What a job as that line drive fly out there for Taylor. All knotted up at 3. Free baseball, everyone. Get your popcorn or stand on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Free baseball from Skyland Stadium, top of the 10th, 3-3 game. Ghost runner on second, and Blomquist is the first batter up for Florence. Lucky enough for the Ols, that first batter is Jackson Tucker. The speedster, center fielder, and leadoff hitter at second with nobody out to start. Brett Blomquist fouls off the first pitch from Parker Primo, the Sussex County closer, who actually came into the 9th, coming in for his second inning of work. Off speed inside, a ball and a strike on Blomquist. Will Karsten in the 9th inning saw a leadoff single. Garrett Broussard went to second on a bunt and certainly got the out. It was called the other way. And then another bunt that Harbison couldn't handle, loaded the bases as Blomquist lifts to deep left center. Going back at it at center is Maciel. He's got it, but Tucker will tag from second to third. So Blomquist does his job. Florence will have a couple of opportunities with the go-ahead run at third base. 1 out in the inning now. Hank Zeisler coming up. Zade Richardson on deck. But a bunt misplayed by Harbison, loaded the bases. Infield in, ground out single over to Dylan Baker. And wow. Sussex County will throw up the 4s and intentionally walk Hank Zeisler. He has seen this story before. He was intentionally walked twice back on Sunday. And Zade Richardson, who already has 2 RBI singles in this series, will come up with runners on the corners here in the 9th. To the 10th, I should say. And 1 out. Big part of that, too, I think, is the righty-on-righty situation that you're going to get with Richardson. You would not get with Zeisler. Sidearm slot for Primo. First pitch to Richardson, comes front door, called strike. I mean, just so tough to see. If you're watching on TV, you can see that arm angle that comes, across your body if you're a righty. And he's located it really well today. 0-1 is a line drive right at shortstop, caught on a drive. Zeisler back to first. Almost got doubled up, but a bad throw at short by Berkey. That's the second out of the inning, and this is going to be up to Brendan Bobo. Gets the righty on lefty matchup. Runners on the corners and 2 outs. Richardson cannot get the run home
Right fielder Brendan Bobo.
with a runner on third and less than 2 outs. Now 2 down for Brendan Bobo. He has not had his best day. Couple of strikeouts. Hitless in the inning. It's 2 strikeouts and 2 groundouts to first. The Sussex infield will have a conversation. Sergeant Bilko brings up a really good point. Sussex County has loaded the bases and stranded the bases 3 times in this game. Back in the third and the fourth, and now in the bottom of the ninth. And if Florence can't score here, you're going to have to do some more tiptoeing to get it to sudden death. Florence started this inning doing their job, getting the ghost runner over to third on the flyout from Blomquist. They intentionally walk Zeisler, and Zayde Richardson lines out, keeping the runners put. First and third, 2 outs. Brendan Bobo takes the first pitch, and to left center, drops in for a hit. Florence takes the lead as Tucker scores. Zeisler hustling around third. It's all the way to the wall. Throw coming in at the plate. He's in there! A 2-run double for Brendan Bobo, and Florence has got a lead of the 10th. 5-3 Y'alls. Backs against their walls with 2 outs in the top of the 10th. Brendan Bobo, who's been cold, comes through. Unbelievable. 5-3 now Florence. Certainly not out of the woods. Inning not over here at the top of the 10th. Garrett Broussard with 2 outs and Brendan Bobo at second. He takes the first pitch, lines it into center. Long run coming up. Mateo's got it on a dive to get out of the inning. So a nice play in center to take away potentially a run, but Brendan Bobo gives Florence the lead of the 10th, 5-3. A save situation coming up. We'll see who gets the call as Florence tries to close out an extra inning win on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Lee's famous recipe chicken pitching change for Florence. It's another save opportunity for the Frontier League leader in saves. Aiden McAvoy has not been getting the call the last few times out as Florence's closer, but he's got 18 saves on the season and a 4.05 ERA and 33 1/3 innings pitched. 41 strikeouts to 21 walks. Will Karsten, an absolute Houdiniac to get out of the ninth. He completes an inning and a third performance. Just take a bow. The reason that Florence has a chance to win this game. Of course, Ghost Runner starts at second base. In this case, it will be the former Florence Y'all, Keita Taylor, who with the bases loaded at 2 outs, a chance to win it at the bottom of the ninth, lined one right into the glove of Marcus Brodell and left. 5, 6, 7 for Sussex County, with Mackay Backstrom to start things off in the 10th. A lefty-on-lefty battle. The 5 and 7 hitters in the lineup are lefties for Sussex County. First pitch is fouled back. Runner at second does not matter. He could score. 2-run lead for Florence here in the 10th. If they can hold on here in the bottom of the 10th, it will be their second extra innings win of the season. Or third extra innings win of the season, second on the road. And will extend their win streak to 10. Called strike at the knees. 0-2 on Backstrom. Backstrom has 6 strikeouts and 7 plate appearances in the series. Can he break out of it in a major way? He is second on this team in homers. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Aiden McAvoy. Way to start the 10th. That patent McAvoy slider. Bottom of the zone. Lefty on lefty battle. McAvoy won. The Yalls are 2 outs away. Dean Ferrara's had a pretty nice series, but he struck out his last time up as the penultimate batter, Jet Lotus, faced. 5-3 Florence lead, runner on second, 1 out, bottom of the 10th now. First pitch is a strike, slider, backdoor. Catches a piece of that outside corner. Ferrara, 44 RBIs on the season. 1 for 4 day. Keenan Taylor off at second. Slider misses just below the knees. All right, a ball and a strike. Florence got the scoring started in this game with an RBI single from Kyle Harbison to the second. And we're back at fourth. Sussex County takes 2 in the bottom of the third. Florence takes 2 in the top of the fifth. Punched opposite way. And included a controversial call at the plate and a wild pitch and then an RBI single from Zade Richardson. The next inning, Sussex County would tie it there, bottom of the sixth. And both offenses went absolutely quiet through the middle of the ninth. When Sussex County loaded the bases on a single and a couple of bunts gone wrong for the Florence defense. Off speed, fouled again down the right field line. Same slider, same spot. It was a fielder's choice at the plate, a strikeout, and then a line out to send us into the 10th. Aiden McAvoy relieves Will Karsten. A ball and 2 strikes here on Ferrara. Fastball, grounder up the middle, coming over Baker. Bullet throw to first, got him. Taylor over to third, 2 outs in the inning, and Florence is an out away from taking home a miraculous win.
First baseman,
Kiko Romero, I should say, is the last hope for Sussex County. Walk back in the 8th. Hasn't reached other than that. And they do get that lefty on lefty matchup. He's also the game tying run. 5-3, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 10th. First pitch, high in the air to right, but playable for Brendan Bobo. He's settling under, and Florence takes it. 10th straight. Backs against the wall, and the Yalls take the series at Sussex County. Bases loaded at the bottom of the 9th with nobody out. They roar back and win it 5-3 at extras. Aiden McAvoy gets his 19th save of the season. Another game that Evan Webster pitched that Florence wins. He will not get the win decision. But just an unbelievably gutsy win for this Florence team to get their season highest win streak up to double digits. They've won 10 straight. They're 16-2 since the All-Star break. 17 of their last 19 games they've won. 44-30. This Florence team is playing unbelievable baseball right now. Again, offense in a series that just struggled a little bit, especially in that first game. This second game, they come around and produce an extras. The 2 RBI double for Brendan Bobo. That's what does it and gives Florence the win go through some quick stats here on the post-game show. And just heart rate all the way through the roof for any Florence fans in this game. It started with another just really solid, quality start for Evan Webster. Actually won't get tagged with quality start because he didn't complete 6, but he pitched into the 6th. You're still waiting for the box score, but Evan Webster goes 5 1/3, gives up 3 earned runs, does strike out 6. Really good start from another righty rookie for Sussex County, though, off the backs of Christian Colmare. He goes 6 1/3 himself. Again, 3-run baseball. Both starters gave up 3, and the offense did not do anything against the Sussex County bullpen for Florence. Couple of sidewinders that Florence could not hit. End of the 9th, they did not record a base hit on that bullpen. Sussex County, we told it again, they leave the bases loaded 3 times in this game. None more important, none worse than the bottom of the 9th. Nobody out. And Florence gets the fielder's choice at the plate, a strikeout, and a line out. Will Karsten gets it done. Couple reach, or just one reach after the ghost runner for Florence. They intentionally walk Hank Zeisler. Richardson, run around third, less than 2 outs, can't get it done. Brendan Bobo says ball game. RBI double into that left center gap. 5-3 lead. Aiden McAvoy comes in to close it. And I need a drink of water. Unbelievable. Gutsy win for Florence. 5-3. Their win streak is now 10. They are 44-30. They have taken now their 6th series since the All-Star break. They've won all 6 and lost just 2 games. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Need to take a breath after this one. Florence goes for the sweep tomorrow, same exact time. We're live at 6:55. We are first pitch set for 7:05, and we'll have it right back here on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN and the Florence Yells YouTube audio stream. Really appreciate everyone tuning in and watching this absolute barn burner with me. Final score, 5-3 Florence in 10. Have a good night.